Hey y'all. Alrighty. How are y'all doing? So I thought we would go back to Bow Tuesday because I can tell Fridays are crazy and I may or may not be able to keep up with it. So let's see why. There it is. So I thought we'd just go back to Tuesday. So that way we can still get our bow done. Right? So how are y'all doing tonight? Y'all doing okay? Hey, hey. Alright, so let me get y'all turned down here so you can see. Hello, hello. So we're going to do, I was planning to make a, well, let me tell you this. I'm planning to make a sign to go with this ribbon. It's Ladybug. You see the little ladybugs? And I just didn't have enough time to finish it. It's like 80% done, but I have just like a couple little things I need to tweak on it. And I sort of ran out of time, so I don't have the sign to show you. But this is a bow set, and then we have a bunch of this. So we're actually going to make it into a sign and ribbon set tomorrow. I have to finish the whole sign up so we can do that. Alright, let me get y'all. Alright, so we're going to make a bow with it today. And I know y'all are wondering when these bow makers are coming in. Lee has been sick, so she's just now getting them out. But y'all, she's had pneumonia. Alright, so I thought we're going to do a bow, but I want to show you a way that you can kind of use your ribbons and make it look like you have more ribbons. Alright. So we're going to start off with the solid black. Let's do like maybe a 10-inch tail. Okay. We'll do 6-inch. We're going to do two like this. So 6-inch. So all I do is, my head is better. So y'all, Mom had her hematology appointment yesterday. Yesterday was just kind of long and rough, and so I ended up with a pretty good headache. Okay, so I come out to the 6. When I come down this way, I'm twisting on the opposite side of the loop. Okay, it's better. Some of it is sinus and some of it is just stress. So, yeah. Alrighty. There we go. So when you put your last loop, when you do your last loop, you don't need to twist that one. Alright, now let's use a little bit of red. So one, oh, we went to the hematologist because Mom, you know, she has anemia, and yesterday we found out that she's actually had anemia since 2018, which I knew she had the anemia kind of going on for a long time, but he pulled up this chart, and it was like in 2018 her hemoglobin was here, and it's been steadily going like this ever since. So that was a little stressful to hear. I just cut that the wrong way. That's okay. Anyways, so that was interesting. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to take, and we don't know anything because basically he did her blood work, and he said that, you know, since she just had the infusions with the iron, they probably weren't going to be able to tell exactly what was going on, but it was either bone marrow, her colon, or something like that. So bone marrow could just be she needs to have infusions because her bone marrow doesn't accept the iron well, or it could be bone marrow like leukemia kind, or it could be something with her colon. So we don't know because they have to wait until the iron has worked its way through her system and then recheck her, and then we have to go from there. So I'm going to take these two ribbons and I'm going to put them together and I'm going to act like they're one ribbon. And so what we're doing is we're adding in another set, and it's going to make the bow look different because we put these two ribbons together like this. So it gives this ribbon a little bit more interest. Yeah, me too. And it makes the ribbon, it makes the black ribbon look different than the black ribbon on the bottom. So that way it almost looks like, you know, like a whole nother different ribbon. Okay. Yeah. We're just gonna pray, and unfortunately we will have to wait a little while to find out what it's gonna be. So it won't be until February, towards the end of February, that we even know, you know, what they're gonna try to do to figure out, besides what the tests that they've already run. So, yep. Alright, so now I'm going to do, see how that looks different than the one on the bottom just by layering that ribbon in? Thank you. We can also take, let's see, what do we do? 10 inches. We can take a 20-inch piece. Okay. Let's dovetail it. I think it was really just kind of a stress headache because it was a new doctor, it was a new place, we were trying to find the place. It was just, you know, it was just first day new doctor jitters. Oh, so we don't have them in stock yet, but you'll be able to get them in our shop. Just shop Hardworking Mom. We do have some of the other bow makers. Alright, so we're going to put this one on the top. This is about 13 inches. Okay, so you see how we layer that on the top? Thank you. Alright, now we're going to put in some of the Ladybug. I must have pulled that out when I was pulling it out. Alright. These Ladybugs are kind of all over the place. And you see that? So the great thing is we do not have to do any flipping because they're all going this way and that way and this way and that way. So it makes no difference. You dream about this bow maker every night? Okay. Alright, so let's do, we've done 2, 1, 2. We're going to do 2 again. And just for reference, this bow set has 20 yards of ribbon in it. Now we're just doing a large bow because we can. But you could use it to do a wreath in a bow, or really whatever you want. Several bows. Okay. There we go. So we did 2. Let's put one of the little 13-inch pieces up there. Alrighty. There we go. So what this does is this helps round out the bow up at the top. Makes your bow look larger. Thank y'all for prayers. We'll take them. There we go. So y'all, can you believe in February, my dad is going to be 90 years old. February 1st. This is not a spider bow. It is just a regular, well actually let's see, this is a 2-1-2-2-1 so far. The spider bow actually has like legs on both sides. Short, like short legs. We can just pull some ribbon out down here and I can show you the spider bow. Alright, let's go back with our Ladybug again. I'm going to bring her up top. She's going to be a big bow. Mom's okay. Luckily, the infusion is giving her some energy, so she is starting to feel better. I actually got her out of the house today. How about it? I almost had her up here, but she needed to eat something. Oh, yeah, my dad will be 90 on February 1st. That's insane, isn't it? All right, so we're going to put, let's put a tail there. Let's put one of these as a tail. And I'll go through all this after we're done. And then we're going to do one more loop. There we go. All the extra tails do is make the bow look larger. So if anybody ever wants you to make them a bow and they want it to be really large, if you will make extra tails, they're going to feel like it's large. Because the tails really give it that kind of larger feeling. Hello. Alright, so we're going to slip our zip tie under here. Your spider bow crawled away. Okay, pull it out. This is a big bow. So look at the indentation of where that bow is. So you see where that indentation is? Right in there. That's where our zip tie has to go. And it needs to have this part of the zip tie, the tie part needs to be on the bottom. So hold it, slide it around, and then just kind of move it to make sure it stays in that little indentation right there. Okay. Put your pipe cleaner in before you tie it off, because it's easy to forget. All right, then pull it really tight. Okay. All right, so this is what our bow looks like right now. Just lift y'all up a little bit. So we're going to start from the bottom. You want to start from the bottom and work your way up. If you're new to making bows, you want to start on one side and then completely do it and then start on the other. My zip ties are, I want to say 13 inches? 14. These are 14 inches long. They're pretty thin though. Let's see what it says. They're 14.5 inches and they're 40-pound strength. So plenty of strength for a bow. Alright, so what you do is just twist it back and forth and pull it out with your fingers. If you see pieces that are stuck, just put your hand in there and twist it. Because that's going to happen when we're tying it really tight and we're kind of tying it all together. Alright, so these two pieces, remember I wanted these to stay together, so make sure you keep them together, because otherwise it's going to lose that illusion of one ribbon if you spread it apart. This is our little extra tails that we added in. There we go. There. So this side I can now do my little tails. So I'm just pulling. All I'm doing is taking my hand and running it under that wire so that it starts cascading down. You see how big it looks with all of that, with all the tails at the bottom? So if you took away some of those tails, do you see how the bow looks so much larger when it has these tails? So you can actually use less ribbon and make the bow look larger by adding those tails. You can also make it look larger by adding these little pieces in. At first glance, you would think we used the entire amount of our ribbon, but we didn't. And we even used two ribbons together. So, right, so we made this black ribbon look like two different kinds of ribbon because we added the white. And we made the bow look larger by adding all of the extra tails. There we go. All right, now we run our hands under this side, these tails. There we go. Look how nice and pretty that bow is. So let's see what we got. 2 loops here, 1 loop, 2 loops with a double ribbon, 1 tail. Then we have 2 loops again, 1 loop, 2 loops, 1 loop. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 extra tails. Look how big that is. Now we can cut off our zip tie in the back. Alright, so spider bow. Let's go through the spider bow. Let me grab some ribbon down here. I always have a box of scrap ribbon that I keep in here in case I need to, you know, just throw a bow together. Okay. This way, if I need to demonstrate something, I always have something in here. So the spider bow, the trick with the spider bow is you're going to have short tails on either side. On both sides, okay? So you have to have it on both sides. That's what defines the spider bow. Alright. So when I say short, I'm like 5 inches. No more than 6 inches, but more like 5 inches is better. So here we have a short tail. Twist just like normal. Your tail's going to go over here. You can do the 3-loop version or the 4-loop version. The 3-loop version, you're going to have 2 loops on this side, 1 loop on this side with 2 tails. If you're going to do the 3-loop version, then you need to alternate where you start your tails. Okay. Right? So we have to cut this one off. Need a short tail. I never want to be 25 again, but I could be 35. I would be 35, I think is a good age. That might be the age I want to go back to. Alright, so to do this, again, we flip our tail back to this side. Let me zoom back in a little bit. Okay. Alrighty. So see how our tails are here, so we automatically have to go over here. You know what? Age is just a number. It's how you feel. That's what's important. What your mental age is, not your physical age. Right? Okay. So see how we have one tail here? Or I mean one tail here, one loop here. We're going to have two loops here. I like it. I really like this bow maker a lot, I will have to say. One reason is that it's very small and lightweight, and so it's really easy to move around, and you can make it completely flat. So it is different than other bow makers for sure because of this peg. So once we do this bow, I'll take the peg out and show you what I mean. Alright. Then we go back to this side. Okay. Oops. Short tail. And with my 1.5 inch, I like to do a little point. It works a little better with the spider. See, mentally I'm pretty young too. There we go. Alright. So you see how we're alternating, right? One loop, two loops, one loop. Two loops, one loop, two loops. Let's see if we have enough left of this one. Yep, we do. Okay, there we go. Trim that off. Alright, so then we'll take our zip tie, run it under the whole thing. You want to make sure you get it under all the parts. And then get it started. It's not yet. She was sending it. Hopefully she got it sent out today. Lee has been sick, so they have not gotten them out yet. Alright, let's put our pipe cleaner down here. Alright, so fluffing this one is very different than fluffing this one. So the difference is, okay, that you're going to pull your tails out to the side, every tail. I kind of like to do that first so I can make sure I have my tails going where they're supposed to, like that. And then I'll fluff the loops. And what you're doing is you're making a more round bow. Okay, so that's what the little tails do. So see, we need to do this side with our tails. Pull them out. Just like that. Oh, I was about to say, where'd it go? It was trying to go to the wrong side, so we just have to move it back. Okay. But you can see how easy it is to get the tails on the wrong side. So you want to do that first. Then you don't have to chase down your little pieces there. See there? So see, when you put it in your wreath, or wherever you're putting it, it's going to look a lot more round. Because you have the loops on each side. Let me put y'all up a little bit. Like this. See how you can round out the bow more? You've got your tails here. Like that. I got it. I moved it back. Like that. Alright, now look at this. Let's talk about this for a second. Okay. So if y'all didn't get that, what you do is you take each tail and you make sure it's out on the side, like this. Because that's what helps make it round. And then you just fluff out your loops. And you want to kind of move your loops so that it also makes it round. Alright, now watch. This is what's unique about this bow maker. It comes with this, and yes, I am missing a peg. It's here somewhere. And the bag. I don't know if she's going to keep making the bag, but for now, I'm pretty sure they come with the bag. Alright, so this is what it comes with. You can take this out. They're pretty easy to take out. Okay, so that's one piece. It really is pretty easy to take out. It's hard for me to grip it right here. This piece here also comes out. Just like that. So then you can, if you're going somewhere, like let's say you're going to a craft show, you can easily just toss your bow maker in with all your stuff, and then when you get there, all you do is take this piece out, you pop it right back in. See how it has the little grooves that it goes in right there? And then this one, you just pop in there. And that's it. So that's why I like the bow maker, because you could take it apart. And it's light. It's much lighter. So, one thing I like about it compared to the Bow Dabra is that it has the measurements on it. So the majority of the time I'm not going to use one. I'm not going to make a bow that's past 7 inches. So by and large I'll probably use this more than the other ones. Awesome! So what we think? The plain piece, oh, this one? This is for your spools of ribbon. See how it holds it? So that you can, you know, load out your ribbon and have it on a spool holder. Not that I ever use a spool holder. Y'all know that, like, I hardly ever use a spool holder because I'm just not a spool holder kind of person. I'd rather throw my ribbon in the floor. Yep, that's totally what I do. I just toss it in the floor. It's easier for me to move it. Yeah, we went to the hematologist, and he basically said, well, that's the way he said. He said like he did this whole chart thing, and her hemoglobin's been going down since 2018. And he did say her platelets were going up, which of course indicates anemia, which we knew she had. But he said that the anemia was either caused from her colon, which we know she has problems with her colon, or it was from her bone marrow. He said it could be that the bone marrow is not accepting the iron, and so that's why she keeps getting low, in which case we'd probably just have to do infusions. And worst case scenario would be something like leukemia, but, you know. He basically said that if her iron levels didn't come back up after her infusion, they would kind of be worried more about something like leukemia. And her iron levels did come up after her infusion, so doesn't look like that's probably what it is. So it's either probably her colon, or she's just going to have to do infusions from now on. So I can deal with infusions, right? That's like no big deal. I think that's no big deal. I promise I'm not trying to get y'all to buy another bow maker. If you already have a bow maker and it works, you don't have to buy it. But you can when they get here. So I for sure let y'all know when it gets here. All right, that was fun. So we did our spider bow, and we did our big old drama bow. See, look how big that is with all those tails in it. Look at that. Yeah, I want to go with the iron infusions too. I'll just go in and hang out with her, and we can deal with that. Yeah. Although, from what I understand, from what he said, that if her hemoglobin comes back up after the iron infusions, which it did, that, you know, it was most likely not the bad case scenario. So, oh, y'all, let me tell you, we went at like 8 in the morning, and they did all the blood work and everything. And that afternoon, like by like 4 o'clock, all her blood work was in. I have never seen a doctor go that fast. So, yeah. We don't like an iron skillet. Susan, they're going to get there. They're going to get there. You just have to keep practicing. Thank you. Mama would like the drama bow. She would. You know she would. This is Mama's kind of bow. Especially if I put like stuff in it. I'll have to see if I can find some ladybugs and put in it. Yeah. Oh, do your pegs come out? Yeah. So if you have the regular bow maker, this one. First thing, make sure you have your small peg, because that's one thing that keeps the 2 pegs in. The other thing is put some wood glue and a little bit of hot glue in the bottom when you put these pegs in, and then hammer it in, and it should be pretty good after that. Yeah, I think you will too. But we'll deal with whatever it is. I'm hoping it's just like we're just going to have to do infusions like every 6 months or whatever. So, yeah. All right. I hope y'all have a great night. And hopefully, we're just going to stick with the Tuesday, Bow Tuesday. And I'll be hopefully listing the sign and ribbon set for the Ladybug tonight. I had one more thing I needed to do on this. It is a stained glass sign. Cast iron skillet. We have one. I just don't use it very often. Might be a good idea. Huh. Awesome. Hello. I'm good. How are you? Alright. I hope y'all have a great night. And hopefully tomorrow, Mom will be back with me. We're probably going to do, if I get the sign done tonight, we'll probably do a wreath with the sign and ribbon set. My plan was to do a red mesh with the black mesh with the white stripes on the edge. Alright. Alright, y'all have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with me. Yeah. She'll like it for sure. Alright.